Welcome back, guys. I know I said I wasn't going to post for a week, but I had a video idea, and I have a list of my favorite Pixar movies, and I've seen 12 of them so far that I can remember off the top of my head. So right now, I'm going to go through my list and rank them. So, join me along. So at number 12, I have Brave, and I have it for a specific reason. Is it takes way too long for the mother to turn into a bear, and it's really not, it doesn't feel like a Pixar movie. It feels like one of those stupid Disney princess movies, and that is the reason it is at number 12. There are 11 films way better than this, so and plus I did really relate to it because I'm not a mother or a daughter. Haven't seen no trailers, but I've heard that the trailers trip people up. So that's the reason it's so low on the list and my last spot. Now at number 11, I have Ratatouille. And really the reason I have it at number 11 is because there are 10 more films that are way better than this. But for a while it was number 1 on my list, and then I've seen a little bit more movies that have kind of topped that. And yeah, that's the reason it's so low. It's just there's 10 better movies that Pixar has made. And as you'll see a trend, I like some of the newer Pixar movies. I'm not really a big fan of the old ones. Never seen Toy Story 4. Not 4, 2, sorry, but we'll get to Toy Story. I guess that's the reason it's at number 11, because it's just, there's more movies better than this, and you will see the 10 movies coming up right now. So at number 10, I have Toy Story 3. And the reason it's so low, don't hate me for that, by the way. The reason it's so low is that ending, every time I watch it, and the next film on our list too, the ending, just every time I watch it, I just break down. And I don't like movies that make me cry, and yeah, it's still really good. Like that whole part with them trying to escape the prison or the daycare, that is probably the best part of the movie, but it's the ending that puts this so low. I don't like crying on movies, and I guess that's why it's so low. Sorry, Lee, but you have a movie. Sorry, Leon Church, but you got a movie up here that we'll keep it a secret for now. So, at number 9, I have The Good Dinosaur, and this is one of those movies where I really love this movie, but it's also the ending and a few scenes in this movie that put it so low at number 9. The best part of this movie has to be the animation, and I love the design of Arlo. He is such a great character, probably one of my favorite Pixar characters. Another Pixar character that I like is one that I'll keep secret for now because that is in the top 5. But Arlo's got to be one of my favorite characters, and the animation is photorealistic at this point. And we'll talk about that once again with another movie on my list. I'll keep it a secret for now. But the reason The Good Dinosaur is so low is because it's just the ending and the scene where they're burying their sticks in the sand. That gets me every time, and as I said, I don't like movies that make me cry, so that's the reason it's so low. So at number 8, I have Monsters University. This is actually very surprising to me that it's this low on the list, because this is a movie that I watch a ton. Other than the top, I'd say, well, one of the movies is still in theaters, you probably guessed it. Other than like the top 5, this is the one that I have on DVD that I watch the most. So it's very surprising that it's this low on the list, and yeah, there's just 7 more movies that are, I think, better than this, so let's tackle those. Are we going? Okay, so at number 7, I have Incredibles 2. And this is another one of those situations that there's 6 movies better than this. Incredibles 2 is a good movie. This was actually a film that I saw in theaters and walked out like, yes, best movie ever. Like, this was at number 3 at one time on my list when I started ranking these. So, I mean, it's probably the third funniest movie. Yeah, the third funniest movie on this list. Probably the third funniest Pixar movie, and the animation is stunning. And the first time I saw it, the little light show thing gave me a migraine. So that's a minus. But hey, but let me mention something real quick. That whole scene of Elastigirl in the apartment and the screenslaver's lair apartment place. Oh my god, that is probably one of the best scenes I've seen in a Pixar movie to date. Like, not even a movie that's in my top 3 that can even match that. That was, I mean, I go back and watch that like constantly. Like, that is one of my favorite Pixar scenes of like all time. So Brad Bird definitely hit it out of the park. I have not seen the first Incredibles, but I don't think I'll like it. Sorry guys. I mean, that was a scene that I really enjoyed, and that's why I think it's why it should put it higher on the list. But the ending for me kind of dropped the movie a lot. I mean, the ending was really kiddish to me, like the extra superheroes that they had, and the villain twist didn't really work. Yeah, but I guess it's the ending that puts this so low, because had that movie been a straight up action movie the whole time, that would have been amazing. So that's why it's so low, and on to number 6. We're going once again. So at number 6, I have Finding Dory. Finding Dory was a completely entertaining movie, but I don't know why it's this low. At one point it was number 4 on my list. But there's some films that I really enjoyed better than this. It's got a ton of Easter eggs, and the Pizza Planet truck in this one is completely hidden. Actually, no, I won't do it. I'll do a Finding Dory Easter egg video. It was very entertaining. I love the animation on Hank, and I mean, there's a couple of backstories with him that get dropped halfway through the movie, and as much as I should not, I was completely laughing at Dory because of her condition. That is so sad that I would laugh at a cartoon fish, an animated fish, because I hate when people say cartoon fish. That's very sad that I would laugh at that. But it was an entertaining movie. It never slowed down for me. And the animation on the water is just Pixar in these animations. I mean, they are just getting completely photorealistic, and we'll talk about that on a future movie on our list. Keep it a secret, but you probably already know what it is, because I'm kind of giving it away. So it's time to move on to our top 5. Let's do this. So as you can see, my top 5, it starts off with Cars 3, and I got a little guest here. Got my boy Lightning McQueen here. And the reason Cars 3 is so high up on the list is because it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. This is one of those movies where no, okay, Lightning, you stay over here. This is one of those movies where when I first saw it, I avoided it for some time. But as I watched it, it got better for me, and it actually beat Incredibles 2. Don't hurt me for that. Cars 3 was just very, very entertaining. I loved the animation on the mud in the Demolition Derby. And if you go to Pixar Post, that great YouTube channel, they actually have a video of them speaking to the effects supervisor, John Reich, and supervising animator Bobby Podesta, who also worked on another film on this list, Toy Story 3, and was an animator on The Good Dinosaur. They have this amazing podcast where they go into detail of animating that scene and how hard that was. And I guess it's at number 5 because it was like Finding Dory. It was very entertaining, but it was a little more entertaining for me. So it's time to move on to the next one. So my boy Lightning McQueen has gone back on my shelf in my room, my little Pixar shelf, so I can talk about this next movie. And the next movie on my list, as you can see, it's Up. So this is the most recent film I have watched, and is it the oldest one? No, Ratatouille is. Okay, so this is the second oldest Pixar movie on my list. This one was in 2009, and I watched it the other day, and oh my goodness, it's like a tears of joy film. Like the beginning, I heard people like, saying like, oh, the first 10 minutes will make you cry and that, yeah. And I watched it on YouTube, and I was like, no. But then once you watch it with the full movie, it's like, yeah, it did make me cry. Well, it made me cheer up a little bit. But then the ending when he lets go of his house, spoiler, I don't care, you should have seen this. If you're a Pixar fan, you should have seen this, so sorry if I just spoiled the movie. But when he lets go of his house and the house ends up where Ellie wants it by Paradise Falls, that was like tears of joy right there. I don't cry, except when it's The Good Dinosaur or Toy Story 3. And there's one joke in this movie, and you're probably not gonna like me for this, but there's one joke in this movie. It's the scene after the married life sequence when he gets out of bed, stretches his back, and when he's going down the stairs on his, I don't even know what you would call one of those things, I was like completely dying of laughter. That whole sequence right there, it was like the funniest part of the whole movie. Him and I couldn't stop laughing, and then when it stopped and he goes bam, that was probably the funniest part of the movie. You probably won't agree. That's okay. We are really going long in this video. What was I talking about? Don't be such a dory. So yeah, I guess it's just a really, really entertaining movie, and Charles Muntz as the villain, probably saw that coming. But like, I didn't understand why he was the villain until I watched the full thing. The beginning when they accuse him of fabricating those bones, and it all made sense after that. So we're gonna move on to the top 3, and these 3 films, well, the top 2, not the third one, they were really going back and forth. So let's move into number 3. So at number 3, I have the most recent film to come out. I saw this opening night, which is the first time I've ever seen a Pixar movie on opening day. Or, I don't know, did I see Ratatouille on opening day? Don't be such a doy. I probably didn't. But this is the first Pixar movie I saw on opening day, and it is Toy Story 4. Funniest Pixar movie to date right now. I don't know, it just had me laughing the whole way through. The plush rush with Ducky and Bunny, and then the ending. I got a story with this ending. I wasn't crying in the moment. The part that really gets me, not when Buzz says Bonnie will be okay, it's when Woody and Buzz hug at the end, and then the last 2 lines, and the last line, the Infinity and Beyond. Sorry if I spoiled the movie for you, by the way. But my favorite character, I'm really going between Forky and Ducky and Bunny, even though Ducky and Bunny are 2 characters. It doesn't really matter. They're kind of one. Forky is No. Forky has probably the best sequence in Pixar history. It's when he's trying to throw himself in the trash. That is the best running gag in the whole movie. Actually, there's one. I'll do a full talk of this movie, and we'll save it all for that. But I want to talk about this animation because that opening sequence in the rain, where Bo Peep gets completely taken off into the antique store. I don't know where she goes, but that rain, oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. I mean, Pixar is just getting to a level of animation that it's soon gonna hit reality. Like, I can't wait to see what they do with Onward. More about that in a future video. I can't wait to see what they do with Onward. So that is why it's at my number 3, the animation and how funny it is. Time to move on to our top 2, and these two I've been debating over. So, and I finally came to a conclusion. I still don't know if I like my conclusion, but let's talk about it. So, at number 2, I have a movie that is near and dear to my heart. It is Coco. Pixar, I mean, they nailed Mexico. I've been to Mexico. It was in 2011. And that was about the same time that they were doing all the research trips for this. The fact that it took 7 years to make this movie is just mind-blowing. It's the longest a Pixar film has ever taken to make a movie. And the reason this hits home for me is because my grandparents, my favorite grandparents, they're like in their 70s and 80s, and they are both from, like, born in Mexico. And this is a movie that my grandma will come on, like, I'll take my Kindle where I have the movie, and she'll say, oh, let's watch Coco. I'm like, okay, and I'd sit there and watch Coco. Showed it to my grandpa the other day, and he loved it. I mean, this is just a movie that my grandparents really, really love, and it really struck home to me. I love the twist in it. Spoiler alert, Hector is Miguel's actual great-great-grandfather, not Ernesto, and I actually, this is one of those movies where I made the mistake of getting it spoiled before I saw it, so now I know not to do that. I got Spider-Man Far From Home spoiled because I'm not seeing that bullcrap. But this is a movie that should have been at my number 1, but there's just one movie, that I love way more than Coco. I probably shouldn't be, but this video is getting really long. Coco just struck near and dear to my heart, and it's the only Pixar movie that my parents would watch. So yeah, let's get to number 1. And at number 1, we have Inside Out. So this is a movie that I really enjoyed, and Bing Bong in it is probably my favorite designed Pixar character. I want him as an imaginary friend, but I'm in high school, and that would be very, very weird if I had an imaginary friend because I have no friends. Help me. This is probably one of the most colorful movies, and I can't believe I made it number 1 on the list. It's just a movie that I rewatch a lot. Like, whenever I want to watch a Pixar movie, this is the one I come to. So I guess and it didn't make me cry like most people had it. Like, the ending is touching, but it doesn't make me cry. But, you know, I guess that's all I gotta say. And the one thing that I did notice after I watched a 107 Facts video about it, the little particle things that the emotion have, especially when anger blows up, you can see all the little tiny particles. It's just all that attention to detail just comes through. I mean, sorry about the stupid fan, but probably been that whole video. But it's just mind-boggling. And I was watching it the other day on my big TV, first time watching it on the big TV. I mean, when Joy walks around and like the little particles are coming off her, mind-blowing. I guess it's not really for the story, It's more for the animation and the attention to detail, and that there's no scene that is boring in this. And I guess that is why it's so colorful. I love colorful movies. Like Up and the balloons. That is amazing. So I guess that is why it's my #1 film, and that is the whole pick. That is all the Pixar movies that I can think of, have a really great memory of, and probably go back and watch a lot that I have. So I hope you enjoyed this very, 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 very long video. It's the longest video I've made since I started this channel. Stupid lighting. It's the longest video that I've made on this channel. So thank you for hanging in here, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to all the subscribers who stuck by my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!